Hey, what's up everybody, Shido here with part 4 of my first impressions of the 2015 spring anime season. In part 3, I covered Ultimate Otaku Teacher, the heroic legend of Arslan, Show by Rock, the disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan, and Hibike Euphonium. If you're interested in any of these shows, please check out part 3. I start this episode off with a series called Kyoukai Shonen. It has been licensed by Funimation and animated by Bone Studio. It's also being called Blood Blockade Battlefront in North America. The show is a crazy supernatural action show that takes place in New York City, where humans and odd creatures live together. Basically, a breach between Earth and the Netherworlds has opened over New York City, trapping creatures and citizens in a weird, impenetrable bubble. Now all of a sudden, someone wants to destroy the bubble, and a group of superhumans want to keep it from happening. This show is kind of fun. I was expecting a super serious show, and it turned out to be rather fun and quite interesting. The animation is solid, and really brings the feeling and setting of the show to life. I enjoyed this first episode, and I look forward to seeing episode 2. The next show is Kyoukai No Renai by Rumiko Takahashi, of Inuyasha and Ranma 1/2 fame. It has been licensed by Sentai Filmworks, and is animated by Brainspace. I like the animation quite a bit, but being Rumiko Takahashi's work, the characters look very similar to her past works, but unlike Arslan, who the characters look just like Fullmetal Alchemist characters, I think that at least they look a bit different, but that might just be me. The show is about a girl named Sakura who can see spirits after being spirited away for a week when she was a child. In high school, she meets a boy, a classmate, Rinne Rokudo, who acts as a sort of Shinigami. He guides spirits with attachments to Earth to reincarnation so that they may one day be reborn. After watching the first episode, I did like the show, but it's not really anything special either. The show feels very episodic already, and that's just one episode. I think it'll be an okay show, but will probably ultimately be forgettable. Next up is the new season of Gintama. There really isn't anything to say here, it's more Gintama. It's more wacky, crazy stuff from Gintoki and the crew. If you didn't like Gintama, you have no reason to watch, as nothing has changed. And if you like Gintama, well, you're in for more fun. It's pretty much as simple as that. And then next we have Triage X. At Mochizuka General Hospital, some of the most well-trained nurses work there, helping to battle sickness. After hours, however, they fight a different kind of sickness, a cancer you could say. Being led by the hospital chairman, several staff members and teenagers form an assassin group to rid society of evil people, thus they are dubbed cancers. Sounds like an interesting concept, doesn't it? Well, unfortunately it's absolute garbage. It's definitely the trash of the season for sure. It's asses and tits, and even bigger tits. It takes a fairly interesting plot, and is instead disgusting with its fan service, and grossly misshapen breasts. It's more distracting than appealing. It belongs being in some terrible hentai. It's not a show for anyone with even a decent amount of taste. But it does have action, so I guess that action fans might find it interesting. But really, anyone with any sense at all should just stay clear. And the final show of this episode is Ore Monogatare, a romance comedy beautifully animated by Madhouse Studio. I was sort of looking forward to this show on the synopsis alone. I like it when an oversaturated genre like the romance comedy genre does something a little different. You see, Goda Takeo is a freshman in high school. Here's the catch, he's huge. He's about 6'5", and he has a really scary looking face. He kinda looks like the typical comic relief character in these sort of shows. His best friend is the insensitive pretty boy type that all the girls seem to like. One day, on a train, Takeo saves a girl, Yamato, from a pervert. In this first episode, you get several different things. The sweet and innocent girl clearly likes Takeo. Our insensitive pretty boy, who has never seemed to show any interest in any of the girls, seems interested in Yamato. And Takeo, used to always seeing the girl he likes fall for his friend, doesn't see that she likes him. and decides to help her get with his friend. It's not a plot that sets the world on fire or anything, but it's still different. It's something we haven't seen in a romance comedy, at least in the last few years that I can think of. It's doing something to stand out, and I like that. It's a nice change of pace, and it looks like it's going to be a fun, sweet little show, and I look forward to the next episode. That's it for part 4 of my first impressions of the 2015 spring anime season. Part 5 will likely be the last episode, as I have about 4 or 5 more shows to cover. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in part 5. Till next time.